No, es de las dos, Francisco, y de ahí ya empezamos.
Pero la idea a mí me indica si estoy en lo correcto o no. Yo le doy la bienvenida a lo que es la temática Maestros de Inglés que dejan huellas, etcétera, etcétera,
¿Ya?
y luego la presento a usted, leo su bio
Buenas
data y ahí
tardes,
usted continúa.
bienvenidos con todos. El día de hoy vamos a estar en la última charla. Queremos agradecerles a la Universidad de Guayaquil por el auspicio que ha tenido con este tercer simposio internacional de educación. De parte de Educamedia queremos darles a todos las gracias por estar conectados en el último día de la charla y vamos a continuar con nuestra exposición para luego poder hacer la despedida respectiva. Muchas gracias, les dejo con Francisco.
¿Qué tal? Buenas tardes, un gusto de estar aquí compartiendo este espacio netamente académico, ¿ok? En representación de lo que sería nuestra área, el área de inglés, queremos participar con ustedes lo que es la temática Maestros de Inglés que dejan huellas, primeros hallazgos en una investigación interpretativa, ¿ok? Tenemos aquí dos magníficas expositoras. Voy a dar paso a la primera, que es Máster Marta Castillo, and I'm going to be reading certain experiences about her. Voy a leer una reseña muy breve sobre su trayectoria en inglés y también ciertos fragmentos en español. Marta Castillo is an English language teacher at the University of Guayaquil. She holds a master's degree in TOEFL and is currently a PhD student who has presented her studies in the Philippines, Indonesia, Uruguay, and Finland. Her research interests are educational leadership, instructional coaching, inclusive education, and collaborative work. All right. So, Miss Marta Castillo, es un honor. Puede usted iniciar con su presentación. Gracias.
Thank you very much, Francisco. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. What an honor to be in this event and share these the first outcomes of this research that Laura and I are in charge of. So let's start by reading this message about teachers. A teacher affects eternity because they can never tell where his influence stops. So by saying this, we would like to start with this presentation about these first findings in this interpretative research study. And in order to continue with these explanations, I would like to say that this is a study that started last year with Laura and some other colleagues. So in order to put things into context, we had our first meeting through a first Socratic dialogue. That means that we had this presentation also with Carrera Inicial and Párvulos from University of Guayaquil. And we decided to invite some of the most memorable teachers of these universities. And when I say these memorable teachers, I mention in English teachers. So those are the teachers that you can see in the picture. And we have this conversation, this reflection about English language teaching and their transition from being just an English language student to later become an English language instructor. So this was during this year in January. And let's say that this was our first introduction to this context of researching about these teachers' lives and how they have been given this contribution to our field. So what is the main objective of this study? Is to identify and design this profile of university teachers of English in Ecuador. So that means that the target is all of the teachers that work in higher education based on these narratives and experiences that they had regarding teacher training, their beliefs and their axiological values to create this literature narrative that make them who they are. So those are some of the universities that decided to contribute to this study in the beginning. And like I said, we have the first contact with this Socratic dialogue in January, which was a very nice experience. I think that has been the first kind of event like that in the university regarding English language teaching. So who are these teachers? These teachers are, most of them are people that have their bachelor's in TEFL. We have people from different universities, Ecuadorian universities. They also have some presentations. They work not only as university teachers, but also as CLIL teachers. So what we can see here is that the vast experience that they had regarding teaching the language. And moreover, they have been also included in academia, so they also work with these leadership positions that make them be memorable. And some of them, like I said, are still continue with their studies and in higher education at PhD level as well. So regarding this background about this university language teachers, most of them have a B2 or C1 level. Having a master's degree is also required. That means having a master's mostly related to English language teaching, and of course the teaching experience that higher education demands from us. And we also have these LOEs, Ley Orgánica de Educación Superior, with some of the rights that we have to get these training courses and have access to these quality of education in higher education as well. So let's see that we are not alone with this idea. So what you can see here are like the main steps that we have considered for this for the beginning of this study and this project as well. We have this background not only from other parts of the world, but we are also looking what is going on in our neighbor countries. For example, we have in Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil. We also have this support in order to find out about English language teachers. And like I said, we have these ideas from these students' perceptions also about what's going on and how is and what makes an English language teacher different from other professions that are also related to higher education. So in order to talk a little bit more about this methodology of this study, I would like Laura, who is the person in charge of this project, to continue with this presentation. Laura, if you're there.
Yes, here I am. Can you see me? Okay, we're going to continue with the methodology. As you know, these kind of studies are qualitative, and in particular, since this is a life story investigation, this is exploratory, descriptive, and interpretative, and we are going to interpret in the hermeneutical way. Okay, next one. I bring today this movie. I don't know if you have seen this movie. The name is in Spanish. I know that most of my students are here and their level is the first course for them. So I wanted to use this. In English is The Help. This story is about racism, and the lady in pink dress, she's a journalist, and she wanted to say the stories of these Black people who suffered a lot. This movie really impacted me in the past, I'm sorry, and also now, because I really get a connection with the people who I interview, and it's the same that happened to this lady. Also, there is a part in the movie in which there is a priest that he said that people need to be brave, and brave in terms of courageous, but also brave in doing the right thing. And I think, even though I was a quantitative researcher many years ago, I am an engineer. I think that we also need this qualitative issue, right? To know the people, their emotions, to really find new things, hidden things, okay? And to bring the society this. In this case, teachers, human being, English. And I would say that sometimes in the past, we were not listened. So now it's opportunity to do it. As you see here, this is a quilt, or it's a kind of collage, okay? You can imagine our investigation like this. These are all our teachers that we are going to investigate. We began with the interviews. Let's imagine that one of my teachers is the cat, okay? You can see the cat and you can see more things, okay? Because we're going to construct and deconstruct this social issue. And then we are going to put together all our the teachers, okay? And the end, as Martita explained, the objective of our investigation is to show, okay, the profile of these teachers and how they feel, what they know about the professional issues, and etc. Okay, thank you. Next. Okay, these are some of the people we interviewed during the last weeks. Some of them were online because of the pandemic. But I would like to say thank you to these people because, as you know, most of us have to work, to jobs. And I interview them on a Monday morning, 7 a.m., or at night from 9 to 11. So I really do appreciate the effort of these people who wants to be a team with us. Some of them are researchers, some of them are colleagues, some of them I have never talked to them before. It was really hard at the beginning. I was afraid, to be honest, because it's my first time having qualitative investigation. I have to be very honest, okay? But I really do love it, okay? Next one, I have more people here. I don't want to show the face yet of these people. Because we want to have a book of them in the future, and then we're going to discover them. Next. Okay, what I learned, and also Martita, we agree that we have to be good listeners in qualitative investigation. We have to always keep an open mind, and we have to be humble. These are our first findings. People are different. Some windows, it says here, are less clear than others. And if we are not humble, if we are not open, we're not going to discover these findings, these things that people have and that maybe we don't know, that maybe the society doesn't know about English teachers. Okay, next. Okay, furthermore, we're going to have a classroom observations, okay? And we would like to have a focus group with these students and also with our teachers, these memorable teachers, maestros, huellas in Spanish, and if possible to the colleagues or administrative people. Next. I really do like this photo, and when I found it, I showed it to Martita, and I said, I think that we are this lady over here, since this is like the scripts and everything what people say, the feelings included that, and we are embracing these people, these teachers that we want to know more in the future with more interviews and being in contact with them. But also, I think, and we discovered that this lady is also each teacher, that this teacher is going to embrace himself or herself and is going to find something new. One teacher told me that while we were having the interview, she really liked it. She felt like at home, and I was really pleased about that. And that this interview allowed her to rethink about herself as a person, as a human being, and of course, in her professional life. Next. Okay. So finally, these are our first findings in terms of our 3 dimensions. The first dimension is professional development. What we discovered that most of the teachers, in numbers 90%, they are masters, okay, with a lot of sacrifice, okay. They also have a TEFL training. Most of them have been working more than 10 years, okay. Others maybe 3 or 4, but with a previous term training people in other areas as economical ones, for example. Most of them are they doing their PhD, what means that they are always learning. The second dimension is in terms of beliefs, English teachers' beliefs, right? And the magic word I would say here is perseverance. And I really do agree with this. Martita also think the same, because as English teachers, sometimes, and my students are here, they don't like English. They don't consider English important. And as English teachers, we have to motivate them. And that is what most of the teachers explain to us in the interviews. Another one is passion. I also agree. And one that I really like it is mother. One teacher told me, well, 2 in fact, we are mothers. And what called my attention was that this lady, one of them, she told me, I am a mother, however, I feel that I am not having a balance between the family, the husband, the babies, and the job. It happens to me, and I really think that we should investigate this to check what is happening. Maybe we're not going to find a solution, but we can expose what is happening to everybody, to the society, to the authorities, and to the system. And finally, we have here some values. Most of them agree to be empathetic with students, that is related to flexibility, to patience, to responsibility, to respect, to be humble. But something that called our attention is fairness, because this variable is really fairness slash ethical. I consider that these teachers, I know some of them, they have these values. However, with Martita and another researcher that is also in this study, we found, it's a different one, but we found that the students have different insights about this. So the word for me today is rethink. So also I would like to rethink about what we're doing. And I said to my students in the first 2 weeks that I have been sending a lot of homework, for example. So I rethink about that, and I would like to do it again. Because, for example, in my case, maybe I am sending a lot of homework to them. So I should find different ways. I try, but maybe I can improve. So I really want to say thank you to all the people who help us, to the faculty, and to Dr. Mendieta, who invited us to this symposium.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Laura Mariscal. It's incredible to know that you got more than 15 years in this educational field, all right? That's really, really awesome that you also have the opportunity to present some studies in TESOL, okay, and as well in some conferences in Ecuador. That's great, okay? Thank you both for sharing your findings, analyzing all of them, and also for sharing your teaching experiences, right? If, like, I don't know, anyone from the audience happen to have any kind of question or something that you would like to comment, what you can actually do is, you know, write something in the chat box, and probably we can maybe share. Okay, not only we got greetings, okay, we got a lot of, you know, encouragement words saying that you've done a very good job. Congrats for that, all right? And now we will continue with Alexandra. Alexandra, you're gonna, it's your part right now.
Mis queridas Laura y también Martita, muchísimas gracias por la presentación de ustedes. Fue como un componente que nos faltaba al simposio. Lastimosamente, nosotros con el tiempo que estamos y como estamos cerrando, por eso solamente le hemos tenido como un abreboca realmente, ¿no? Pero qué bueno que la Universidad de Guayaquil, como ustedes saben, tuvimos nosotros el semestre anterior justamente un simposio de igual manera, ¿no? En lengua extranjera, la cual fue un complemento el que ahora ustedes se presenten con nosotros. Muchísimas gracias por habernos acompañado.
Muchas gracias.
Muchísimas gracias, Alexandra. Queremos, de parte del equipo de Educamedia, también agradecer a la Universidad de Guayaquil justamente por este auspicio que ha permitido que todos nosotros podamos acceder a estos conocimientos sobre lo que es la investigación cualitativa. Nosotros como Educamedia estamos eternamente agradecidos, no solamente con las autoridades de la universidad y con quienes han hecho posible todo este simposio, sino también con todas las personas que nos han visitado. Hemos tenido una recurrencia masiva y queremos agradecerles a ustedes, a cada uno de ustedes que desde su espacio, desde su oficina, desde su domicilio, han hecho posible este simposio. Recuerden que no hay conocimiento sin estas almas ávidas por el mismo. Queremos también invitarles a los próximos eventos que tendremos desde Educamedia y también anunciarles que vamos a hacer un concurso para emprendedores en donde vamos a lanzar nuestro plan de emprendimiento desde la incubadora de negocios. Así que estén atentos porque estamos justamente ultimando detalles con los mentores, quienes van a ser las personas que nos van a facilitar todo el conocimiento necesario y la infraestructura para este proceso. Alexandra, muchísimas gracias, se han lucido. Justamente también el agradecimiento a todos los expositores, a los ponentes y a los moderadores que han realizado este evento y que han permitido que podamos conocer mucho más.
Bien, muy bien, María Esther. Ante más bien nosotros como universidad estamos muy agradecidos que nos haya dado esta apertura y sabemos muy bien que es muy importante el trabajar con instituciones aliadas. Y eso es lo que la universidad siempre está abierta a trabajar en conjunto y equipo, porque ese es el objetivo. Como equipo, cada uno pone su experticia. Bien, como palabras de cierre, entonces, a nombre de la Universidad de Guayaquil, la Facultad de Filosofía, las carreras de educadores de párvulos y educación inicial, estamos muy agradecidos tanto a la institución de Educamedia, a María Esther, y así también agradecemos al máster Lenín Mendieta, que fue el coordinador y gestor realmente de este simposio internacional, y asimismo a todos los expositores internacionales que dentro de la confianza y con la perspectiva del conocimiento y de transmitir y transportar todo lo que se refiere a las actualizaciones, como es la investigación cualitativa, que hoy por hoy es una investigación que está en auge y en entendimiento y comprensión, no solamente en lo que se refiere a una temática o una tipología, sino que entender realmente que este tipo de investigación nos llena y que sustenta no solamente al profesional que hace investigación, sino también al profesional que está en formación, como son nuestros estudiantes de tercer nivel y cuarto nivel. No nos queda más que agradecerles a ustedes por la confianza, a ustedes por colaborar con nosotros y también a cada una de las personas que estuvieron participando, los expositores nacionales, nuestras tesistas, que hicieron un gran aporte y que demuestran que dentro de este formato de investigación hay mucho por hacer y que se está realizando. Muy buenas tardes.
Muchísimas gracias a todos y les esperamos y les invitamos también para las próximas conferencias que abriremos dentro de lo que es nuestra actividad diaria de Educamedia, y otra vez agradecer a la universidad y en especial a todos ustedes. Muchas gracias. Con esto cerramos nosotros el simposio y los certificados serán entregados por parte de la universidad. Un abrazo, bendiciones a todos.